The scientific method is a systematic approach used in climate change adaptation research, as well as in various scientific disciplines, to investigate and understand phenomena, formulate hypotheses, conduct experiments or observations, analyze data, and draw conclusions. In the context of climate change adaptation research, the scientific method helps researchers assess the impacts of climate change, identify strategies for adaptation, and develop evidence-based recommendations for policymakers and practitioners. Here are the key steps of the scientific method as applied to climate change adaptation research. 1. Observation and background research. Observation. Researchers begin by observing and documenting changes in climate patterns, ecosystems, and related phenomena. These observations may include temperature changes, shifts in precipitation patterns, alterations in biodiversity, and other relevant indicators. Background research. A thorough review of existing literature and scientific knowledge on climate change and its impacts provides researchers with a foundation for their study. This includes understanding the current state of knowledge, gaps in understanding, and areas requiring further investigation. 2. Formulation of hypotheses. Hypothesis. Based on observations and background research, researchers develop hypotheses that propose potential explanations or predictions related to climate change impacts and adaptation strategies. Hypotheses are testable statements that guide the research process. 3. Experimental design or data collection. Experimental design. Depending on the research question, researchers design experiments, field studies, or data collection processes to test their hypotheses. This may involve collecting data on climate variables, ecosystem responses, social vulnerabilities, or other relevant factors. Data collection. Researchers gather empirical data using instruments, surveys, satellite observations, or other methods. Data collection aims to provide evidence to support or refute the formulated hypotheses. 4. Data analysis. Researchers analyze the collected data using statistical methods and modeling techniques. This step involves identifying patterns, trends, correlations, and potential cause and effect relationships. Data analysis helps determine whether the observed changes are statistically significant and supports or refutes the initial hypotheses. 5. Interpretation of results. Based on data analysis, researchers interpret the results and draw conclusions regarding the impacts of climate change and potential adaptation strategies. This step involves critically assessing the significance of findings and considering the broader implications for climate resilience and adaptation. 6. Peer review. The research findings undergo a peer review process, where other experts in the field evaluate the methodology, data, and conclusions. Peer review ensures the quality and credibility of the research and provides valuable feedback for improvement. 7. Publication and communication. Researchers publish their findings in scientific journals or other reputable outlets. Effective communication of research results to the scientific community, policymakers, and the public is crucial for informing decision-making and fostering wider understanding of climate change impacts and adaptation measures. 8. Repetition and further investigation. The scientific method involves an iterative process. If new questions or uncertainties arise, researchers may refine their hypotheses, conduct additional studies, and contribute to an evolving body of knowledge on climate change adaptation. 9. Integration with policy and practice. The final step involves integrating research findings into policy and practice. Evidence-based recommendations derived from the scientific method can inform the development of climate change adaptation strategies and policies at local, regional, and global levels. By following the scientific method, climate change adaptation researchers contribute to the accumulation of knowledge, guide decision-making processes, and help societies adapt to the challenges posed by a changing climate. The iterative nature of the scientific method allows for continuous refinement and improvement of adaptation strategies based on ongoing research and monitoring.